Hi everyone. Today I wanted to talk about, as a little precursor to level 3, which is dealing with the torso and scapular deviations. I had a couple people that were interested in getting a little more information prior to the certification. Some of the things that people have been asking me have been, in particular, the thoracic, kyphosis, and then two other things that are pretty interesting, which we are going to be covering in level 3, which is having the scapula basically too far abducted. So that means that the scaps are pulling away from the spine too far. But then another pretty interesting one is, and this is, you're not going to find this as much, but it is something that you will see, but not nearly as much as the abduction. You're going to see the scaps too adducted or retracted, where they're actually too close to the spine. So I'm going to have Chris demonstrate these exercises, and we'll start with the scapula being too adducted or retracted here. Okay, so Chris, come on in, and the first one we're going to do, again, this is for the scapula being too adducted or too close together. So this is called elbow curls. So Chris is going to put his knuckles to his temples, thumbs pointing down, and make sure all you guys try these before you try to give them to your clients. So you can try to bring your elbows together. Now, what you're going to find is there's going to be some extreme tightness in the upper back here. You might feel a little bit in the shoulders, but basically it should be really a lot of mid to upper back tension. So you're going to do that for up to, I would probably go about 2 times 15 on that. And then by that second set of 15, that's good, Chris, you should feel definitely some mobility. Number 2 for the scapula being too retracted or adducted is going to be the child's pose. We're going to have to just adjust this here a little bit with the camera. So from there, you're just extending your hands out as far as you can, trying to sit back on your heels, and then you're going to hold that for 30 seconds. You're going to walk your hands over toward one side. You should feel a really strong pull down the torso. You're going to hold that for 30 seconds. Now in that position, the scapula are actually upwardly rotated right now, so there should be a really strong pull into the lats, and you're going to get even some into the mid and lower trapezius region there. And then you're going to come back over to the other side for another 30 seconds. And then finally you're going to come back to the middle one more time for 30 seconds. Now, when you come back to the middle the second time around, you should feel a lot looser. So those are 2 exercises that we're going to use for the, again, the adducted scap or the retracted. And now number 2, we're going to talk about or go over 2 exercises for the scapula being too far abducted, and usually that's in conjunction with some type of excessive roundness of the T-spine, which basically is going to be that kyphosis. So Chris, here we have hook lying position or supine position. We're going to just go arms at 90 degrees. You're going to make 2 light fists, and you're going to rotate your arms back as far as you can. Now the key here is not trying to twist from your forearm and your hands, but actually rotating from your shoulders. The more that you could rotate externally from your shoulder, the more mid-back activation there's going to be. The cool thing about this is your trap 1 or your upper trap is going to release. Your trap 2 and 3, your mid and low trap, are going to actually engage. That's going to give you thoracic extension or thoracolumbar extension. Scaps are going to adduct here, and there's just a huge amount of activation, again, of the mid-T-spine there. So from there, we're going to grab a strap. And on this one, you're going to hold the strap a little bit wider than shoulder width. Now, you want to apply tension outward against it first. And what that's going to do, it's going to get your lats actually to fire up a little bit, but also it's going to give a mechanical advantage of your T-spine to extend, which is going to allow your mid and low trap muscles to engage. So what Chris is doing is he's reaching overhead, he's keeping tension out against that strap. Now as he comes up perpendicular to the floor, right there at that point, sometimes people shrug their shoulders. You want to show them, Chris? So sometimes people, they'll extend way up and then they'll go overhead. What you want to do is kind of pack your shoulders down first before you do the movement. And sometimes you'll know that either yourself or your client's doing it wrong if you're getting impingement in your shoulders. So if you do get some impingement in your shoulder, remember, pull the shoulders down first, or at the point of impingement, pull the shoulders down, reach overhead and finish that movement. So that's going to be done for 3 sets of 10. The exercise prior to, which was that reverse floor block, the external rotation one, that is going to be done for 2 rounds of 30 seconds. So I'm going to get back in front of the camera here. Thanks, Chris. So, guys, we want to make sure, again, if you have questions, just post it on the member site. We haven't had all that much response, but hopefully you guys are at least looking at the case studies. And I'm not going to do a case study every single week. I am going to put something up every week, but maybe it should be more informative in regards to what to do with your clients. So we'll see you next week. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them my way.